Carla. Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. Big dance continues. We're going to dive into NIT as well as NBA. And Dan, get in here. Do you realize baseball starts tomorrow?
Dude, how crazy is that? That tomorrow baseball starts. And the voice is, let's call it 65%, Andy. It doesn't hurt to talk finally. So I can speak again. But we can do a honey shot counter because once I hit this, I power through a little bit more. But yeah, baseball is right around the corner. We got Ralph Michaels NIT plays he's going to give you. And of course, Ross Benjamin coming on some NBA action. So Andy, even though I can't speak, which I got yelled at by my wife this morning, she goes, this can't be every weekend. She goes, you can't be on Tuesday and not able to speak. So folks, I will restrict myself. Those of you who guessed in the comments yesterday, why did Dan lose his voice? One person right. Our friend AWB who said, I'm guessing it's because Dan's middies weren't getting back. That's right. I'm a lacrosse coach. And the midfield substitutions, Andy, left a lot to be desired. But what will not leave a lot to be desired is our lacrosse play that goes tonight. You can get WT.buzz/AL. Let's go, Andy.
Oh my God! What a transition! What a transition! We got Ralph.
I didn't even need Snoop Dogg for it.
Yeah, we got Ralph Michaels coming up. We got Ross the Boss Benjamin, who's going to talk NBA, and we have a very special treat that we're going to do for the next 7 episodes of Wager Talk Today. That is going to be at the end of the show. It's a surprise in more than one way. You do not want to miss the end of the show. We got something really, really cool that we're going to do. I'm very, very excited. But Dan, we got to play the new drop for Tuesday.
You got it.
I got it.
Let's go. Get it.
Are you not entertained? Oh, they love it when I turn off the bass. Are you not entertained?
Let's go, man. Let's go. $5 Tuesdays in the house. Love it. Love it. Love it. We got a lot of $5 plays to talk about. We also got some college basketball to talk about. So let's get after it with Ralph Michaels. Ralph and his Steven, we will talk about tennis a little bit later when we do some recaps. But tennis is on the heater. Ralph in the pen is joining us. How are you today?
Good morning, guys. I just want you to know, my bartender was so freaking slow bringing me my Miller Lights, I had to keep screaming at him. Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me
strays. On. That's brutal.
Hopefully you get your voice back, bud.
I sent Ralph a message yesterday, Dan. I was like, hey, I got some plays that could be graded. And Ralph was like, you made me put down my cocktail to grade your tennis plays. Ralph,
when Andy calls, Ralph jumps, just so you guys know.
Ralph, we're going to talk some NIT games here. What's the difference between handicapping the NIT and where we're at with the big time tournament here? Are you looking at motivation? Are you looking at current form? What's the difference between these two tournaments and how we handicap?
Well, I'm off to a 3-0 start in the NIT, including a $5 play up today, looking for 4-0. I would say this, Andy. At this point, I don't think there is much of a difference, except you are actually playing on a home court. The first 2 rounds, you really do have to handicap motivation. There's many teams that were on the bubble that failed to make March Madness. They are not excited about playing in the NIT, while other teams, which weren't on the bubble, are ecstatic to continue practicing and playing. But after you win the first few games and get through the first weekend, I think most teams they get re-engaged and re-excited to be playing at least for an NIT championship after missing out on March Madness.
Well, let's talk about a couple games here. We're going to talk about one that's tonight, and then we're going to talk about one that's on Wednesday. So let's talk about the one that's tonight. We got St. Joseph's in New Mexico. Let's break this game down. Tell us a little bit about these teams. I'm sure I'm not the only one that doesn't know much about these teams. So tell us about these teams, where they're at in the tournament, and who you like in this game.
Well, St. Joe's, Andy, was my 5% winner against California.
Nice.
It was a late game. I woke up. They were down by, I think, 15 points when I checked. I threw my phone on the bed and said, screw this. I woke up 3 hours later, and they came from down 18 to win by 1 against Cal. So quite a comeback. Now, they did have to exert energy with that comeback, which is an issue I'll talk about here. Full season, St. Joe's is 24-11 versus the number 112 schedule. They are a defensive-minded team, 191 on offense, 56 on defense. New Mexico, 25-10 versus the number 88 schedule, number 57 on offense, number 42 on defense. Well, New Mexico, an extra couple wins, a stronger schedule, much better offense, better defense. Year-to-date numbers, this makes sense. But when you look at current form the last 3 weeks, guys, St. Joe's is actually rated higher than New Mexico. I have them number 60 with New Mexico number 62. And when we look at this game, over-under, St. Joe's 4-14 over-under, New Mexico 12-6 over-under at home. So we have an away team on the road versus an over team at home. So we're going to throw out the total. The Hawks started the season 8-7. They had some injuries. But since that start, after their first 15 games, they have gone 16-4 straight up, 17-3 against the spread. And when they have at least a day of rest and a total under 156, how about 17-2, 89% against the spread, including 9-0 ATS since mid-February, covering by over 9 points per game. The Lobos, 10-8 ATS at home this year, but as a small favorite or a dog, they did well, 5-2 against the spread. They only went 5-6 ATS as a favorite of 8 or more. Now, those numbers say St. Joe's. I was on St. Joe's and they won as a dog as a 5%. Why are they not a client play today? Let me say this. I do like St. Joe's. They are a very strong opinion, but this is the reason they are not a client play. They had to play at Fort Collins in altitude on Wednesday. They actually stayed out west because they had to play at Cal if they won that game. So they didn't have to travel back east and back. What did they do? We talked about that comeback at Cal, and now they're playing again at New Mexico. So they're playing their third game in 6 days and their fifth game in 12 days. Why is that a concern? Well, they're number 321 in bench minutes. They don't play a lot of bench people. Their starters have logged significant minutes. And a tricky thing, most people don't think about playing New Mexico and Albuquerque. Did you guys know the elevation of the pit in Albuquerque is 5,312 feet? So it is over a mile high. People talk about playing in Denver and having altitude. New Mexico is actually higher, but people don't talk about that altitude. That is my concern. No bench minutes, 3 games all on the road in 6 days, all on the road with this altitude. I still like St. Joe's. It wouldn't surprise me if they win this game outright, but that is enough to keep this from being a client play tonight.
St. Joe's versus New Mexico. We got another game. This one is tomorrow. So if you're looking at your sports books, make sure you're looking at tomorrow's slate. Before we do that, you mentioned you have a play up. It is $5 Tuesday here at WagerTalk. Tell us about your play that's up.
Well, number 1 college basketball this regular season. Number 1 March Madness profit last year. My NIT plays 3-0 this year, going for 4-0 tonight. It is a college basketball $5 play from this regular season's number 1 capper, WT.buzz/RM.
There's a few sports that are like kind of feather in the cap, like bragging rights to be number 1. College basketball is one of them, Ralph. Congratulations on that, man. I'm pulling for you to end the year. Like, it would be pretty lame if I was like number 1 darts handicapper, WagerTalk, like and subscribe. Not a lot of competition in that one,
Yeah.
but like college basketball, NFL, college football for sure, probably MLB, NBA. So let's pull for Ralph Michaels to finish number one. Let's talk about Wednesday's game. We're going to Nevada and Auburn NIT matchup. What do we know about these teams and who do you like?
Well, Auburn was one of those teams that thought they might make it, even though they were only 17-16. But let's run down the season to date stats. Auburn finished 17-16. They're now 19-16. They played the number 7 schedule, so they have been tested. The number 11 offense, the number 120D. Nevada, 24-12 versus the number 87 schedule. Offense 78, defense 77. But here again, the last 3 weeks, we have the underdog, the better team. And we have an underdog that's getting 9.5 over the last couple. Actually, Auburn is a slight edge. My apologies. Auburn is number 65 over the last 3 weeks. Nevada is number 72. But Auburn failed to cover each of their first 2 games by a combined by double digits. Why? I'll tell you what, this is one of the most bizarre stories. One of their best players, Keshawn Murray, played at Ole Miss, wanted to transfer to Auburn and do something special under Bruce Pearl. He starts the first 29 games, and then when they're practicing for the NIT, he just no-shows for practice. He said, I asked to deal with personal stuff. The coaches are saying, we have no idea what's going on. So he's listed as suspended. I am taking it that he is still suspended for this game. I have not been able to confirm that or deny it. But again, if he doesn't play, that is a big loss for Auburn. They were number 344 in bench minutes when Murphy started 29 games. Right now, without Murphy in, they would clearly be last in college basketball in the number of bench minutes. I look at these teams, and you look at Auburn, again, number 344 in bench minutes. Their last 15 games, they have covered 2 games. They're 2-13 against the spread, their last 15. And in those games, they failed to cover the NIT games, combined 16 points. Auburn does have one weakness. That is 3-point defense. They're number 343 in the country. But Nevada cannot take advantage of that, or likely will not take advantage, because they are only number 327 in percentage of shots from threes. So even though Auburn's a bad 3-point defense, Nevada doesn't shoot many threes to be able to exploit this. Nevada is number 23 in bench minutes. So, and they actually have an extra day of rest. Sometimes in the NIT, you get that extra day of rest. So even though they are coming from Nevada, the rest equalizes that road trip. Now here, again, a strong opinion on Nevada, but the way they've played in true road games is enough to keep me off these games. They have lost 6 straight road games, and they failed to cover the last 4 road games by a combined 58 points. That's 14.5 points per game. So even though everything else adds up to lean the Wolfpack, that road dichotomy for the Wolfpack is enough to make it a play here for the show, a free play for my clients, but that's also enough to keep it from being a client release. Those little things matter, guys. Be conservative. Remember, it is much more profitable to leave a 1-1. If you're looking to go 1-1, you leave them off the board. You're saving yourself 10 cents juice from putting on those 2 games that were in the mix. And if you split them, again, you're paying the juice for that. So a conservative approach. I like both underdogs, but again, they just fell short.
One of my favorite things you do, Ralph, is talk about just the little nuances of what it takes to be, like, just numbers aside, what it takes to be a winning bettor. Like, you were like, if you hit 60% of your plays and you hit 60% of your months, that means you're winning 7 months and losing 5. But that's like literally a winning play. Like, just the little things, you leave off 5 losers that you would put 2% of your, that's a 10% swing in your favor just over the course of a year. So the devil's in the details, Ralph. So
it really is making all the box check, and don't cut corners, guys. There's 2 college basketball games. There's no reason you have to bet one if you don't like a game. Again, the way I handle these individual games, I basically go back to like a full Wednesday or Thursday of college basketball in February when we have 50 games. If this game would have been one of my top 4 or 5 games on a full card in February, then I'm going to look at it to be a late phone play. But not checking all the boxes, there's no way it would be a play on a full card in February. Therefore, there's no way it should be a play just because there's 2 games today and you're trying to get some action on it.
Agreed. These are the games where people just, there's NIT game on, I'll throw a bet on it. Just watch it and enjoy it as a fan. So great work, Ralph. Thank you so much. Great breakdowns on the NIT games. Good luck on your $5 play and keep up that number 1 spot.
Andy, let me share a little round 3 info with you.
Oh, bonus.
So, March Madness round 3. I just want to run some data. There's nothing wow. This is just so you're informed what has happened. In round 3, remember, these teams played 2 physical, at least 1 physical game. Some teams played 2 physical games. They traveled back home. They're now prepping for this new opponent. And remember, they're playing in a different venue again. The first 2 weeks are in one venue. Now, this is the first game in a new cavernous venue. So it makes total sense since 2018. Over-unders in round 3, 16 overs and 30 unders. Folks, that is 35%. So blindly, round 3, over-unders, 65% to the under. Favorites in round 3, 21 and 25, 46% against the spread. Top 3 seeds in round 1, only 43% against the spread. So that surprised me. Couple things I want to mention. If you're in round 3 and you won each of the first 2 games as a dog, only one team applies. Quick, who is it? It's the Texas Longhorns. Teams in round 3 that won their first 2 games outright as an underdog, they've gone 10-3, 77% against the spread, and also 3-10 over-under, 77% to the under. And lastly, you may not think free throws matter, but when we get down to March Madness, when you look at teams from round 1 and later, we're not counting the play-in games. If you have a team shooting over 75% from free throws, and the other team is shooting under 75%. That's it. Since one team over 75%, one team under 75%, those teams in the last 10 years have gone 76 and 41, 65% against the spread. I mentioned Texas, won back-to-back games as a dog. That's in a positive ATS situation. Texas also falls into the 65% category as a better free throw shooting team versus Purdue, as does Michigan State. So just a few round 3 tidbits as you make your bets for Thursday and Friday.
Great stuff as always, Ralph. Always up to speed on the trends, the angles, and the details. So thank you so much, Ralph. Good luck.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, number 1 in college basketball. Let's see, number 1 in lacrosse is a big bragging rights here at here at WagerTalk.
One of one, Andy. One of one.
I think we might be kings of the 1 of 1, where you go in and we see the rankings and they're just one handicapper that does it. So, but that works out really, really well for us. A couple guys were talking about Alcaraz losing, Carlos Alcaraz. So the tennis tournament's been fantastic, betting wise and watch wise. So guys, if you didn't hear what Carlos Alcaraz said after the match, he lost. He said, "I can't take it anymore. I'm going home, man. I can't take it anymore." He sounds like a very tired. He just sounds tired. He sounds exhausted. Like it's catching up to him. This is the second year in a row he's gotten upset early in this particular tournament. But keep your eye on him. He might need a little break just to reset. Guys like him, they don't just go to tournaments. They just play the entire tournament because they make it to the championship. So he's playing 4 times as many games as some of these other guys. So keep your eye on Alcaraz. That the fatigue might be setting in with him. So then we wrapped up a huge tournament of tennis. I mean, this has been, I was talking to Jan yesterday and we were going over what's been working, what hasn't been working. Tennis has been one of one of the bright spots of 2026. We crossed over 35 units of profit for everyone for all sports, but tennis, 5-0 in the Miami tournament. We cashed everything yesterday. So we're calling it quits for the Miami tournament. I don't think I can get much better than 5-0 for 17 units. Yeah. So we're done for this tournament.
I think, like you said, Andy, like that's the point, is you take your money and you run. But tennis, it's entered into the territory.
Doubles markets is where it's at. So $5 Tuesday. We have a massive $5 Tuesday slate. We have not one, not two, but three plays that are up. We have an NBA prop. We have a cricket play that is up. Yes, that's right. Cricket is back there. That sport was kind of on break. There were some games here or there, but nothing we really liked. Cricket is back tonight. And the best part about our cricket plays, it's just in the middle of the night. So you bet it and just check in the morning. And Dan has a lacrosse play that is up for tonight. Very limited games today, but there's a spot that really sticks out. So each one of them is $5. Nobody's been hotter the past 3 days. So who's running good recently? It's been us. We're ahead of schedule for the year. Like I said, we're up 35 units. My goal is kind of be about that 10 unit per month. And that way we end up around 120 units profit at the end of the year. So looking really good. But NBA, lacrosse, and cricket. And I do believe we need to start another Let It Ride mission to celebrate the hot run that we're on. And we're on $5 Tuesday. So I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to do lacrosse or do you want to do cricket for a play tonight?
I let's go cricket since it's back, but I would nominate the lacrosse play. Lacrosse play, I played it as a 4% play. I believe that's what we put it in for. And
me too.
Andy, we got the 3 ones up, but you can grab each one of them $15 or hop it up a little bit. This buy 3, get 3 days free, no brainer, because you're going to get all 3 of them. And then we have the continuing access. So
yeah, so what we're going to do, we hit the cricket play tonight. We're going to come back for the darts play. That's on Thursday. It's 5% darts play that is up. So, yeah, we also may have another smash spot in. We may have a. Okay, so what happened? John Van Veen, one of the best darts players, young guy. He had kidney stones and he had to have surgery. He's scheduled to play on Thursday, and he just came out and said, I have no energy. And if he decides to play, that is a smash spot fade. So, oh, man. So, yeah, but $5 Tuesday, every handicapper has one. Get as many as you want. Like I said, we normally have one. We've got 3 of them up tonight, and cricket is going to be the smash spot. So WT.buzz/AL. Again, nobody's been hotter the last 3 days. Really proud of the work myself and the team have done. So, all right. Here we go. Well, Seth, if you started with Jan's boxing as leg 1, or if you just want to start over, I mean, I cashed big on Jan's boxing play, so I'm just saying we'll just start it new tonight. So, but do what you want. These Let It Ride plays have been very good. The one that derailed us was a golfer that got hurt. It was an injury in the middle of his round. So we're doing well. So, all right, you know who else is doing well? Ross, the boss, Benjamin, Ross. Happy Tuesday. How are you?
Happy Tuesday to you guys. Always a great day for me when I get to speak to both of you.
Yeah, man, it's great. How are your give us the Buffalo Sabres update before we get to
yeah, they lost one in overtime on Saturday. But still running hot, man. 32-6-3 with their last 41 games. So still atop the Atlantic Division with a 4-point lead over Tampa Bay and number 2 overall in the East, 2 points behind the Carolina Hurricanes. So things are good, man. Things are real good. Getting close to clinching a playoff spot, which hasn't been done in 15 years around here.
That is wild, man.
All the drought.
15 years.
Yeah.
Man.
16 out of the 30 teams, Andy, make the NHL playoffs, and we haven't done so in 14 years. I don't know what the odds of that happening is, but I'm sure they're extremely long.
You would think mathematically you'd accidentally fall into a playoff.
Yes,
spot.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, oh yeah, that's right. Johnny and Carm are going to be at the game on Friday. Wings and Sabres. So, Johnny and Carm are going to get together for that one. So, Uh, let's talk a little NBA. We got a Peacock doubleheader here tonight. I'm really, really interested in this second game. I love this. I love watching this Phoenix team, and I love watching the Nuggets. But before that, we got the Magic and the Cavaliers. I have the Cavaliers slated as a real sleeper in the East now, especially with what's happened to Cade Cunningham. Hope he's going to be back, but you never know. So let's talk about this doubleheader here, and we're going to start with Magic versus Cavs here. Orlando's a pretty big underdog here in this one. What's your take here on the Magic and the Cavs?
Yeah, I mean, they're a 10.5 point underdog to be exact. Look, Cleveland hasn't done well in this situation this year as a double-digit dog. Specifically, they're 0-9 against the spread, and their last 9 is a home favorite of between 10 and 15 points. And they only went 6-3 in those games straight up. So, and they're 1-12 against the spread, home or away, as a favorite of -10 to -15. So needless to say, they've been draining money from bettors when backing the Cavaliers as a double-digit favorite. The Cavs will be playing on 2 days rest, and they should have a big advantage playing an Orlando team that's playing on no rest in third game in 4 days. But I don't see that being the case just because of these teams' recent history. The Cavs, their last 4 games in which they played on 2 days rest, 0-4 against the spread and only 2-2 straight up. So rest hasn't really worked well for the Cavaliers of late. And also, their last 4 games as a favorite of 3 or greater, playing on 2 days rest and facing a team playing with no rest, they've gone 0-4 in those situations. So not a very good setup here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're looking at a Orlando team that's 8-2 straight up and 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 this year with no rest. Orlando also 4-0 straight up the last 4 when playing on the road with no rest. And it's also their third game in 4 days. So let me repeat that again so it's clear. Orlando 4-0 straight up in their last 4 on the road when playing with no rest. And also it's their third game in 4 days, which they're in tonight. And, Ralph talked about free throw shooting and how it gets overlooked in basketball handicapping. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. With that being said, the Cleveland Cavaliers have shot 68.2% or worse from the free throw line in 5 of their last 6 games. And that's atrocious by modern day NBA standards. So when you're laying a double-digit number and you're not shooting well from the free throw line, it could come back to bite you if you're laying the points. I'm not going to lay the points. I'm going to take the Magic here plus 10.5 at the Cavs tonight.
I'd have to agree. I like the Cavaliers team, but that's such a monster number. 10.5. That's like lined like they're playing a tanking team. Like that's what the Kings, that's the Jazz and the Kings. That's a crazy number. So I'd have to agree wholeheartedly with you on that one. So let's move to the Nuggets and the Suns. Ross, why do they start these games at 11 o'clock?
Well, you talked about, Andy, you talked about the first game being a sleeper. This is literally a sleeper for people on the East Coast.
Yeah. No chance. No chance.
It's crazy. 11 o'clock start time. I will stay up for a little bit and try and watch it because I really enjoy both of these teams here. Unfortunately, the Suns, they're just not going to be full strength. They're missing quite a few guys here. So what's your take on this one? This is just a gritty, tough Suns team. The Nuggets have been really exciting. They're putting up a ton of points here. Who do you like in this game?
Yeah, and they also give up a ton of points as well along the way. I mean, the Nuggets just 4-8 straight up, Andy, in their last 12 on the road. And also 11-12 straight up in their last 23 overall. So when you're talking about a road favorite that's playing pretty mediocre over the last 5 weeks or so, and especially struggling a little bit on the road, going 4-8 straight up, I'm hesitant to lay points here, even with the Suns, like you alluded to, not being at full strength. And the Suns this year, 10-3 against the spread as a home underdog, or 6 or less. They're going to be facing a Nuggets team that allows 116.4 points per game on the season. And the Suns are 18-9 against the spread this year when facing opponents that allow 116 or more. The Suns are coming off a 120-98 blowout win at home against the Toronto Raptors. That ended a 5-game losing streak, but it must be noted all 5 of those losses came on the road, and tonight they're at home. Very small lean. I'm not going to go crazy with this one. Bet conservatively, folks, if you're going to follow my advice, which you should. The Suns plus 5.5 against the Denver Nuggets.
I wish that we had Dylan Brooks in this one, because Dylan Brooks would certainly get into a shoving match with Jokic.
Well, it's, again, I'm sorry, Andy, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was just rooting for a fight in the NBA. It was a lot of fun the other night when the Wizards got into a fight with the Thunder. It's like, oh my God, that's the best. That's the most fight the Wizards have. Where was that fight when Bam was dropping 83 on them? But no, like guys like Dylan Brooks, they're great.
Yeah. Just remember, when it comes to injuries, folks, and Andy's well aware of this. He's just bringing it to your attention, doing his job. But when it comes to injuries, it's all factored into the line. So when you tell me, how could you take the Suns plus 5.5 with Dylan Brooks out? He averages over 20 points a game. Well, if he was playing, the line would not be 5.5, folks. It would be more like 2.5 or 3. So always keep that in mind. If we know about something that's going on in a game, when it comes to players' availability, you could 150% be assured the odds makers do too.
My favorite example of this, Ross, is backup quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
When they're like, well, starting a backup quarterback. Yeah, I think the books realize that as well. I think they noticed that
exactly
that Joe Burrow is not playing and Jake Browning is. That's why the Bengals are getting 16.5. So yes. Ross, it's $5 Tuesday. I know you got something up. What do you have for us?
I got an NIT semifinal winner for you up right now. It's a winning side in my college basketball sides. By the way, folks, 45-19 with my last 64 on college basketball sides. The NCAA tournament resumes on Thursday and Friday to Sweet 16. And folks, in the rounds of 64 and 32, I went 11-3, including a 5% best bet winner on Duke on Saturday, as they were minus 10.5, and they blew out TCU by 23. And my college basketball overall on runs of 53-26, 67%, and 87-53, 62%. That 87-53 dates back to December 31st. So I've been making an absolute killing with my college basketball premium picks for over 2.5 months now, and going on 3 months, actually. And Andy, you talked about Ralph sharing some information to make yourself a better sports bettor or winning sports bettor. Here's how you could become a winning sports bettor, folks. I am up 202.19 units since May 13th of last year. That's well over 10 months of action. And that's number one during that period of time at WagerTalk. Over the last 365 days, I'm also number one in units earned. Last year, I was number one in the MLB regular season. Last year, I was number one in college football. Last year, I was number one in units earned in all sports. It's just, if you want to be a winning sports bettor and you like to bet every day or quite frequently, 365-day all-access pass from yours truly, $1,459. That's less than $4 per day, folks. And if you don't bet every day, you should exercise the option. A special offer right now, 6 days for $69. It's less than $10 a day. You'll get 6 days all access all premium plays, all 5% best bets. And the same thing applies to my 365-day all access pass. And Andy, also, when you buy that 365-day all access pass, we're going to give you a 25% off bonus coupon that through the entirety of that 365-day package, anything you buy at WagerTalk from any other handicapper, you're going to get 25% off, including all 5% best bets and unlimited usage. So doesn't get better than that, Andy.
It's a valuable coupon added in there. You're so generous for including that, Ross. You do it for the people. So great stuff. Congratulations. That's a 200 units, man. That's very, very impressive. So awesome stuff from Ross. Ross, are you doing videos these days? You doing free play videos?
Yeah,
for us?
you know what? I got 2 NIT picks up for tonight. And you can get that at WagerTalk TV. Also, you can go right to my direct link at WagerTalk TV, which is wt.buzz/Ross TV. That's wt.buzz/Ross TV. Last week, 10-4 with my college basketball free picks on WagerTalk TV. I'm pretty consistent in doing these every day. Sundays I usually take off, and Saturdays at this time of year I'm still working on the videos. So get all of those right there. wt.buzz/RB. Thank you for asking, Andy.
Yeah. Your free play videos are great. So when you go watch them, make sure you hit the like button and drop Ross a comment. Just really helps the YouTube algorithm out. So $5 play, one of the best in the business. Ross, thank you very much. Ross, the boss Benjamin. Have a great Tuesday.
Guys, always a pleasure. Take care. Dan, I hope you feel better. It sounds like your voice is a little gravelly.
It's on me. I was screaming all weekend at the lacrosse game. So it's on me, Ross. But always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you.
All right, man. Take care, guys.
All right, we got some free plays, and then we got a big surprise that's coming up.
I'm excited.
Mark says, Dan,
excited.
no offense, but you kind of sound like Prez right now, just not as loud. You said a
hurts.
little less raspy.
Just a hair less.
You're like Ludacris.
Mine's just like flat. Yeah, mine's like flat. I have no rasp. I have no nothing. I have nothing but like the vocal cords that sound like they just went 10 rounds with Tyson. That's all I got.
Yeah, Ludacris. And my voice got raspy. You know the song? Because I was smoking on some Cali and my eyes was dazed. I was in the zone. Could have thrown up them trays. And if you lost, Little John's got some East Side ways. So stop acting like a Bia if your ass ain't blazed. It's weird how some lyrics just get etched in your head. Like, why do I know that?
You actually nailed that.
What?
You absolutely nailed that.
Thank you. Why do I remember Bia Bia lyrics from 2000? So clip that and send it out on social media. We'll get
RJ's not wrong.
Andy, 46-year-old, just reading the lyrics as opposed to actually rapping them. So, all right, let's do some free plays, and then we got the surprise. We got to do Charlie McAvoy.
McAvoy is our boy.
All right, we're going to Charlie McAvoy. Will he have a point? The answer to this question more often than not is yes, he will have a point. This was actually the play of the day on the prop line, the show I just released. We got a same game parlay, and the play of the day is McAvoy. He's done this in 26 out of the last 30 games. This is not Connor McDavid. This is Charlie McAvoy. Toronto, they've given up 12 goals the last 3 games. He's played Toronto twice this season. He scored 1 and 2 points in those. Bruins are putting up goals. They scored 6 and 4 in the last 2 games. So Charlie McAvoy will have a point. It's like minus 150. Dan, this should be minus 200. It's like they don't believe in it. And it's like, this is hit 26 out of 30 games. So happy Charlie McAvoy day, everybody. I talked about this prop earlier this year. I think I'm going to play this. MLB most wins by a team under 104.5. Nobody got to 100 last year. And I'm telling you, Dan, these teams, they know it's more important to go into the playoffs healthy than it is to pile up win. Like if you gave the Dodgers or the Padres, teams, Yankees, teams that are going to be there would you rather win 110 games and not be healthy, or would you rather win 90 and be healthy going to the playoffs? They're always going to say healthy. I think teams are going to rest guys. I think they're going to manage their injuries. I just don't see 105 wins by a team. Who is it? It was supposed to be the Dodgers last year, and they didn't even get close.
Exactly. And even if you look at projections, Andy, the Dodgers, who are the team that you're asking about this, their projection is around 103 wins. So you're getting a 1.5 above that. I love this, man.
Yeah. Now the downside is we play this play before April 1st, and we have to wait till Thanksgiving to cash it.
You have action on literally every single baseball game until the end of the regular season.
Oh, that makes this a play. Yes, because you're right. Now I'm gonna pay attention to
every single game
because I got
every
a 2%
single
future.
Yeah.
So, here's a weird one. The Houston Open, Sahith Theegala will miss the cut at +184. This is very random. Sahith Theegala cost us. Yeah, Sahith Theegala cost us last week. He played on Thursday, and then he was awful, and he showed up to his tee time on Friday, and his wrist was wrapped. That is a gigantic red flag. That means he did something to his wrist. He was terrible, and he missed the cut last week. Dan, he played in TGL last night. It's the championship, like last night and tonight. He played last night, and his wrist was still wrapped up, and he was awful. He was awful. He is slated to play this week. I don't understand why he's going to try and play if his wrist is banged up. If he does, you can play this, and if he withdraws, that's fine. It's a void. But you're getting +184 on a guy with a banged up wrist that missed the cut last week and has looked awful. So there's a sneaky +184 on a golf play. So Houston Open to hit the Theegala. So
also, I'll let Shane know here, by the way, I'm taking the points. I know the bet on it's coming out, and one of them likes the other side. You can find their breakdown there, but haven't seen anything from Duke in this tournament that says, hey, let me lay it against a very good defensive team who can run up and down the court. So I will be taking the points with St. John's. Nice.
Okay. Let's have a little fun. Here's the surprise. Okay. Dan knows the story. I don't know if some of you know the story. So years ago, this was like pre-COVID, before I even got to WagerTalk, I produced TV shows, and I also hosted TV shows. I actually got paid to host a show where me and another guy traveled around, and we got good at playing arcade games and carnival games, and we would win jackpots and big prizes. So I have this weird muscle memory like etched in my head about going into places like Dave & Buster's. There's a couple games where I can like just win jackpots every single time. I hadn't checked the balance on my Dave & Buster's card from way back from like literally from like 6 or 7 years ago. And I had 300,000 points on it. Okay.
That's insane.
So here's what I did. One of their prizes is mystery autographed baseballs. Okay. So they're only 26,000 points. So I have enough for like 12 of them. Well, I got 7 of them because that was all they had. So in honor of baseball season starting, I'm just going to unbox one here.
Oh, this is great.
Over the next 7
let me
episodes.
go just you here. This is
yeah,
exciting.
and we'll just see if we happen to have a gem. I don't know. Some of these could be good. Some of these could not be good. I've got a couple of others. I got a Jim Turner one that's selling for like 40 or 50 bucks on eBay. So we'll do an unboxing of a real authenticated autographed baseball. So I will open this. Jake, yes, we are going to do a TGL show tonight. The first match starts at 7 Eastern. So we will be live on the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel. If you guys want to come hang out with us for the TGL Championship, we'll be live tonight.
Shane asking anyone with a great NHL pick today. Yeah, we told you. McAvoy.
Charlie McAvoy. We'll have a point. Of course, we're going to make this box really hard to open. Of course.
That's what they like in the unboxings. It goes well with my ASMR voice. It goes perfect, Andy. Unboxing and ASMR.
RJ says, I bet I've never heard of the guy. It could very well be.
It's
okay, here we go.
200. It's minus 200.
Drum roll. Brand new baseball. It is Kevin Mitchell. Kevin Mitchell. 1989 Sporting News Player of the Year, 1986 World Series champion with the Mets, 1989 Silver Slugger Award, in 1995 fled to Japan and signed a contract with the Fukuoka Daniel Hawks for $4.5 million, becoming the highest paid player in the country's history. Kevin Mitchell is today's authenticated
does it have
autograph.
Does it have any? Is it just his signature? Does it say MVP? Does it say World Series, or is it just his signature?
Yeah, it's it's a little bright. It says yes, MVP. It says 89 MVP. So
Andy, MVP ball that says NL 89 MVP currently going for $101. Kevin Mitchell, signed Kevin Mitchell ball, 101. If it says MVP 89 on it.
It does. It says 89 and 89 Mets MVP. Bang bang.
Currently going for anywhere. Some of them are as high as 125. We're seeing 119, but lowest price that doesn't even say MVP on it is $80. That's a good pull, Andy.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I've got 3 others. I got a Joe Theismann autographed jersey. I'm just gonna. No, I did know who Kevin Mitchell was. It comes with a card that gives all the. I know who Kevin Mitchell is. I don't have any memories of watching him.
I don't know who Kevin Mitchell is. Yeah.
That's it. Very famous barehanded catch. I bet we have all seen that barehanded catch because that sounds very, very familiar. So,
oh yeah,
right, well,
yeah, I have seen that. Ozzie Smith, pop fly, one-handed catch, barehanded, running towards the wall.
That's it. That's the one. Okay, right. Yeah, I remember this one. So, all right, cool.
Let's go.
I think we might have peaked a little early. I think we might have peaked a little early on the.
Unfortunately, tomorrow's ball signed by Prez.
So, all right, that's one. That's one. We got 6 more.
Let's go.
To go. I'll probably bundle these all up and sell them as a pack. So if you guys are interested in sports memorabilia, we'll do that. So, all right. Great show. Thank you, Ross. Thank you, Ralph. $5 Tuesday. Again, guys, we're doing a Let It Ride mission. It starts with the cricket play tonight. It's only $5. All access clients. You guys already have that. We also have $5 lacrosse play and $5 NBA. Let's go 3-0 tonight, kids. Let's go 3-0. Let's do it. So hit the like button. Leave a comment below in the comment section. Tell us what you're liking tonight on the card in the NIT. Appreciate you guys. And we're going to be back same time, same place tomorrow. We're going to open another baseball. We're going to go over more free plays, and hopefully we're coming back on our second leg of the Let It Ride mission. Hopefully Dan sounds a little bit better. So good luck on all your plays tonight. Bet responsibly on $5 Tuesday. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care.